What's up, bro? My name is Jesse. This is the artist where I react to video game music for the first time as a musician myself. Today's the return of Stellar Blade. I think I've only heard it one time, and that really caught my attention. It was pretty cool and a lot more energetic than I thought it was going to be. And today we're returning with Memory Tower and Abaddon. Both are from the channel release topic, which I'm pretty sure just means it's their Spotify album requested by Elijah. Okay, well, no context on these. I do know Abaddon means like doom or something because I had a friend who had a band called that in high school. It's like the most metal thing ever. But Memory Tower, I have no idea. So this is the return of Stellar Blade. I think there was something in the news about Stellar Blade recently. I don't remember what though. Memory Tower. It's the complete opposite energy from the last time. Violins, acoustic guitar. This is gorgeous. The last time I heard this game, it was like really intense, kind of electronic. So ooh, that tells me we have a diverse soundtrack. It's right on my alley. Composer Young Ji Lee, lyricist Mio Takashiro. The guitar on the right is doing a lot of stuff. It's just kind of in the background though. And then over here it's just like little single notes. This kind of reminds me of a Nier song actually, which is funny because this game gets compared to Nier a lot, but it does sound like a Nier song, kind of. Ooh. Nylon guitar. While I search for that song, I'm not sure actually why people compare this to Nier. I've seen a little bit of the gameplay, and if I had to guess, it's the fact that it's a little bit of action, but also probably that it's just like a cute girl protagonist. I don't know. I don't see other. Oh, and then there's like a floating character that's kind of reminiscent, but other than that, they kind of don't look anything similar. But let me know. This song reminds me a little bit of, gosh, what's it called? Peaceful Sleep, which is not a spoiler, but it's the song of the Resistance Camp, which you hear very early on in the game. It's basically like your little hub hideout where you just, do stuff. It has that same sort of atmosphere. It doesn't sound identical, but the vocals are kind of close. But this is definitely its own thing, don't get me wrong. This was a pleasant surprise. It's always nice to hear, obviously, more layers to a game. I will never judge a game based on like one song or one video. But the first time I heard Stellar Blade, it was definitely like a statement. It was electronic, powerful, kind of dubstep-y, and just a lot of oomph. But it only becomes kind of stagnant when the rest of the soundtrack sounds that way, and it's just kind of one-dimensional. So going from that to this is a huge whiplash, which for me is fantastic because it shows depth in the soundtrack. Moments can be serious, moments can be felt. There's probably moments that are funny. It's everything. It's not just this one thing. But even then, some games do that one thing just fine. There's nothing wrong with that either. But it's nice to know that something like this also has that variety. So, yeah, I don't recall at this moment if that other one I heard had vocals in it. It's been a while. But the whole feel is completely like serene this time. The nylon guitar is just kind of doing their thing. It was kind of playing a solo on the right side, doing a whole lot of stuff. Like if I just heard that isolated, it was its own performance. Chords, arpeggios, a lot of like licks thrown in there, and it's pretty impressive. While on the left side we had another, most likely the same guitarist, but doing, just really elegant, slow, single note leads. Piano in the back. Her voice kind of carried the whole thing though. It was like this nice high cadence, and honestly, it's kind of interesting timing because I just heard some Millie today, which Millie is part of Project Moon, so Library of Ruina, Limbus Company, and she has a very distinct voice that's really high, and it works, and me hearing this back to back is kind of like, oh. So I don't know what Memory Tower is referring to, but I will say two things. One, it sounds late game, and the only reason I'm saying that is just because I don't know. If I were to hear a song that early in a game, it would sound, I don't know, it just sounds kind of off. So my immediate reaction is just to think it's much later and more sentimental part of the story. Also, you can't see it, but just to the right of here, you know how YouTube recommends a bunch of videos on the right side? I see a recommended video called Memory Tower Battle. So there's some conflict in this memory tower at some point, and I'm guessing this plays before, but very well could play after too. So there's clearly something going on in this memory tower, but that just alone, that title sounds really intriguing to me. Memory Tower, what's going on there? And lastly, I was looking at this kind of like demon up here. Reminds me a lot of two games I've played recently, and that's Bayonetta and Shin Megami Tensei. It's got that whole like demonic angel thing going on. So I don't know the premise of this game. I think you're in like some planetary stuff, but I don't remember. I just know it's a lot of action. Anyways, we have Abaddon next. Again, all I know about the word Abaddon is that I heard it in high school because a friend had a band named that. And I don't know if it's like a deity, a god or something, or I just know it means in some language doom. But okay. Abaddon, Stellar Blade. Well, already it sounds like the first time I heard it, but I like where this is going though. Again with the vocals. Composer ko.yo. Oh, so they have multiple composers. Is this gonna drop? It feels like it's gonna drop any moment. Very nice sound though, recording wise. I don't know why, but I feel like I'm gonna hear like a boom pipe bomb. No. Uh-oh. The amen break is in there. Ooh. A little metal, a little dubstep-y, a little breakbeat. With the vocals too? This is interesting. A lot of flavors here. That's the amen break. The most sampled drum sample in the world. There's whole videos on that thing. Fun fact. That sample made a genre. Drum and bass. I'm not sure if that's entirely true, but I've heard that. And I think it's true. This is cool, man. And breakdown. Oh, different breakdown. Oh man, this is good. It's not overstaying anything, it's just... They're using different elements as like flavoring. I like that a lot. Damn, this is good. It's heavy yet melodic. I think this was recorded in the 60s? Maybe 70s? Let me look that up actually. 1969. Nice. Oh, it's over. That was actually pretty badass. I quite enjoyed that. Wow. Both of these songs were great because they were so different. I love different. That's so cool. Okay, so a lot of things to discuss here, but basically, I quite enjoyed that actually. Number one, I want to get this out of the way. I've said the story a couple times, but I just want to kind of TLDR it. But I remember, this is regarding dubstep. I remember hearing dubstep, and I promise I'm not trying to sound like one of these people, but you'll understand what I'm saying. But I remember vividly, it was like 2008 or 2009, and I was hanging out at a friend's house, and my friend came with this burnt CD and was like, listen to this. I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. Even back then, people would always like show me stuff because they knew I listened to everything, and he wanted to get my opinion on it. I was like, yeah, whatever. And I remember I didn't say anything for like a good 20 minutes. I just kept hearing different songs. I was like, what the hell is this? And he's like, it's dubstep. It's from the UK. It's like, what the hell is that? And to me at that time, I never heard anything like that. So this was a good, I would say, like 2 or 3 years before it hit the States. I don't know how he got a hold of it. I don't know how. I don't know if he knew someone over there. I don't know. This is like MySpace era, so. But it felt very. I don't know. When I heard it, I thought it had like potential, but I didn't think it would be like as big as it got. So fast forward a couple of years, and now I'm hearing this thing everywhere. It's like in commercials, Skrillex is everywhere. It's in every trailer. It got so overplayed that I started to be like, this is kind of just played out already. They've abused it. So I enjoyed it though when it first came out because it's way different. Like now it's got its own identity. It's this is a different style of dubstep from when it came out. Before it was just quite literally dub, which is reggae. Dub step. So it's like a danceable reggae with like more electronic elements and the whole thing. Over time it became more about like sound effects and crazy cuts, but it was always about the beat, the that thing. It hit really hard. So what I'm saying is like it's nice that now, oh gosh, 15, 14 years later, that it's had its moment. So now when I hear it or anything similar to it, I can really appreciate it again for how I felt that first time, because that's how I felt the first time. I was like, oh, this is like this really cool thing that's in trace amounts is really good. It sounds really nice. I think that when it came out, swinging when it took over here, and then a lot of people kind of hated it at first. For good reason. It's like I said, it was played out and it was just all over the place. Anyways, that's just my opinion on it. But it's nice to hear it again because it's sort of giving me that feel. But now it's being used more expressively where it's not just the main focus, and you can have little moments of it to shine, and all of a sudden the song like gets really enhanced. Whether you want to admit it or not, it's kind of the highlight of the song. It's unavoidable. It grabs your attention. It all leads up to the huge breakdown. Boom, that thing. That's the whole feeling of it. But combine that with a bunch of known things that makes music strive, like heavy electric guitars, and then the amen break, which is that. There's a whole story behind that. I recommend if you have like a couple minutes and you want to do a deep dive in music history. The amen break is quite sad, actually. It was just this sampled drum beat that the guy I don't even think got a penny for. I think he died before he even knew how big it was. That thing has been used in hip hop and other music throughout the past like 5 decades. It created drum and bass, I'm pretty sure. You've heard it multiple times. That's why it always sounds the same, because it's a sample. So hearing all of that, basically, it just lets me know that whoever composed this is just a fan of music and put all those elements together. The vocals making it shine. It just had a lot of things I like, and reminded me of the days of yesteryear and how it can still be used tastefully now. I know this game isn't like super new, but it's still pretty damn new, right? It's like 2 years old or a year old. Yeah. So it's cool. I just hope it doesn't. I just hope dubstep doesn't get brought back again. At least not like that, because it was. I don't know. It was just a weird thing. I don't have many experiences like that in my life where I heard a brand new genre at 19 years old, and then all of a sudden going from like, ooh, this is really cool, to, oh god, this is so old already in a couple of years, to now forgetting about it and be like, oh yeah, that's cool. That's why I thought it was cool. So anyways, blah blah blah. Stellar Blade. If I had to guess, that's really honestly the only thing that comes to mind is a fight of some kind. Again, Abaddon is Doom or Explosion. It's something like that. It's Explosion, Doom, or Death, something. So there's obviously some kind of turmoil going on. Anyways, I can't wait to hear more Stellar Blade. I actually really like it. Combined with the previous song, which is all emotional, I feel like I'm actually going to really dig this soundtrack. I've liked everything so far. And the multiple composers, yeah. I look forward to more Stellar Blade. All right, let me know more about this game, what you think about this game, why it gets compared to Nier, your experience with dubstep, your experience with this soundtrack. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you still hate dubstep? Have you always liked dubstep? Did you know about the Omen break? There's a lot to talk about here. So thank you to the requester, and thanks to everyone you see on screen. I couldn't be here without them. Thanks to you for watching. My name is Jesse in the auditorium. Later.